Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Back with another transfer video. Obviously today, June the 22nd, it has been a universal meltdown day for Declan Rice and Arsenal fans on Declan Rice. I'm still calm. In case you haven't checked out my video for that one, check through the page. You'll find it. I'll link it up in the YouTube card right now if you're watching on YouTube. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy day so far for Declan Rice. But what about the other transfer dealings? What is happening with the other transfer dealings? Well, we will talk about the latest on Julian Timber, also the latest on Kai Havertz. When is his how is his medical progressing? When is it going to be done? Where is it going to be done? And also Thomas Partey. Where will he be going? Now, obviously by now, I've kind of accepted it that he's going. I don't think he's going. Anything is going to change for him to stay. So what we need to do is to get as much money as we can for him. So let's start with Julian Timber. What's the latest on him? Well, according to Fabrizio Romano, understand Arsenal advancing on full agreement on personal terms with Julian Timber. The player has accepted to join Arsenal. Negotiations will follow between Ajax and Arsenal in the next hours and days. New bid expected soon. These deals that usually come out from nowhere, we usually get them done very, very quickly. Now, yes, it's very true that in terms of our top transfer targets, usually don't get them. That is true. Lisandro Martinez, Modric, Vlahovic, and many, many others, we usually end up not getting them. I still feel like this time it's different than those times of Champions League football, competing for the title and everything. But usually these deals that come out of nowhere, like a Tomiyasu, Arsenal want Tomiyasu, it's usually done within a couple of hours, or Arsenal want Kai Havertz, couple of days, it's done. Julian Timber is one of those as well. It came out of nowhere, and you should be expecting it to get done very, very quickly. I don't have a problem with the deals like this getting done, because we still end up getting quality players, and Julian Timber is one of those quality players that we are about to sign. The figure is what we're waiting to see. Ajax wanted around 50 million, but Arsenal negotiating between 40 and 45. I don't know if you're going to go up to 50, or if you're going to include add-ons in terms of that, or how the installments will be. So we have to wait and see, but I think this one will be done very, very soon. He already wants to join Arsenal. I think he's currently on holiday. I saw pictures of him with a girlfriend in the airport, something like that. So Arsenal, FBI, we are back in FBI season with the Arsenal fans. We usually get to know where all these players that are being linked to are, or where they're sleeping, where they're eating. Like, we get to know everything. When their plane is leaving. So Julian Timber, 45 million, 40 million. We've discussed a lot about him before. This would be a very, very good signing, would fit into our system. And I went back yesterday and watched more of the highlights from him that I missed. And his quality, man, the way he just pushes the ball forward, the way he can control the ball in midfield and get into attacking positions from a defensive position, and right away, very good control on the ball. These are the kind of players we want at Arsenal, so he would fit into our system perfectly. So this is looking likely to be our second signing, and according to Fabrizio Romano, it's progressing really, really well. In terms of personal terms, that will not be an issue. You're probably going to pay maybe 120 to 150,000 a week. I think he does deserve it, and is definitely going to add in terms of our depth in defense with Saliba and Ben White and Zinchenko, and there's talk about Tierney staying, Kivior himself as well. Timber, that would be good in terms of our defense. One position that we're not sure we're going to have depth as of now is the midfield. So what's the latest on Thomas Partey? According to Fabrizio, Juventus have asked for information on Thomas Partey. They're waiting to see what happens with Adrien Rabiot. So Juventus is another team that wants Thomas Partey. I'm not surprised. He's a quality player. There's already been like 3 offers or something. I think the team called Al Shabab was the one that was fast to offer something, or ready to offer the first bid, to make the first bid. There's another couple of proposals from there. Teams like Monaco already want him. We talked about them yesterday. Today is Juventus. Tomorrow you'll probably hear PSG want him. The next day you'll probably hear Leverkusen want him. This is the kind of player that he'll not miss out in terms of getting market for him. Usually when you're trying to sell players like the likes of Bellerin or Mustafi or Socrates, or players like El Neni and all those players, usually there's not too many teams coming in for them. Even right now, there's not too many teams that have asked for a player like Pepe. Not too many teams have asked for players like Lokonga, but a player like Thomas Partey, good value like that, still 30 years of age. I think he's done well in the Premier League for the last 3 years. He did well in the La Liga before that. He's done well for his country as well. He's proven already in terms of midfield, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League in terms of defensive midfield. His qualities have not disappeared. Yes, as time goes on, his injuries obviously and all that, maybe he might end up retiring early. Who knows? Maybe the injuries will disappear and he'll end up playing for another 5-6 years at the top level. But you'll not miss admirers for him. You'll have like 6-7 suitors, and that is good for us. We also want bidding wars. Everyone wants Arsenal to be involved in bidding wars for their teams. West Ham. Also for us, we want teams to be involved in bidding wars for our players. And Thomas Partey is one of those players right now, like 3 teams from Saudi Arabia, plus Monaco, plus Juventus. You'll probably hear another 2 teams. But the problem is Juventus are currently offering something like 20 million euros. That's disrespectful. 20 million euros, and Juventus is one of those teams that have always disrespected us. Ramsey, they got Ramsey, and then they tried to sell him to us for like 40 million the very next season. I still find that very, very disrespectful. Vlahovic as well. They took Vlahovic for us. I think they took Locatelli from us and all these guys. So they usually have the edge on us in terms of transfer windows. But if you want Thomas Partey for 20 million, give us that 20 million. Plus a player, whichever player that you have, whether it's Vlahovic or whoever, 20 million plus a player, because you're not going to give it Thomas Partey for 20 million. You have to increase. And the problem is, I think if Thomas Partey wants to stay in Europe, the problem is if teams like Monaco and Juventus are the ones who are going to sign him, I don't think they're going to pay 50 million for him. That one you can only get from like Saudi or from USA or those kind of countries. But the European countries, knowing they can look for other targets, and obviously they say they're affected by COVID and they don't have that kind of money in those leagues at the moment. I don't see them paying that kind of money for Thomas Partey. So I don't know. I'm not happy that selling him for 20 million. That would be terrible. We have to get at least minimum 40. If it has to go very low, it's 40. And personally, I want 50. So let's see what's up. Because he's still a quality player. It's not like we're selling him because he was terrible for us for a couple of seasons and we want to get rid of him. No. It could be issues off the pitch. It could be him wanting a new test, a new environment and everything. So let's see what happens with that one. But Juventus are now in the race. We want as many teams as possible to come in for Thomas Partey because we know his qualities. One of the players that's coming in to add to our depth in midfield is Kai Havertz. Also, the latest on him. As reported elsewhere, I understand Kai Havertz set to undergo Arsenal medical this weekend, possibly overseas due to schedule of player. I don't know what schedule that is. Is this a holiday schedule or something? I don't know. I believe Chelsea forward has flown to Italy following international break. If all goes to plan, deal should be announced early next week. It doesn't necessarily have to be a holiday. It could have other commitments, sponsors and all that. It could be getting involved in anything, shoots or anything like that. So we just don't know about it. But also we'll send medical experts to do the medical over there. Usually we don't announce our signings very quickly. Arsenal take time. So right now Havertz is already an Arsenal player pretty much, but Arsenal will take a lot of time before they're announcing this. We'll probably hear him announced maybe even July 1st or something. So I think this one is good. It's good to put it on the side. We've got it done. Now let's focus on Timber. Let's focus on sorting out Thomas Partey's future, sorting out Xhaka's future, sorting out a couple of other players, and obviously sorting out Declan Rice's future. So this is what we were told earlier today by Fabrizio. Man City have decided to bid for Declan Rice, and the last piece of information that we've gotten from James Ollie is that, let me read it for you. Sources have told ESPN that Arsenal were confident that Declan Rice wanted to move to them, but Manchester City will test that confidence. Arsenal believe talks were progressing well. However, it is possible City's pedigree may tempt Rice into change of hearts. I've already talked about the Declan Rice story too many times. As I said, even if we made the bid back in March, I still believe Man City would have come in for him. It's not like they just found that he's a good player. It's always been a good player, so they would always have been interested in him. So let's see if you're going to win that race. And another thing I didn't mention that to the video, if we actually win a race for Declan Rice up against Manchester City, that will boost our ego and whatever you're trying to do next, because we'll be like, wow, we got Havertz instead of Bayern Munich, ahead of Bayern Munich. We got Declan Rice ahead of Man City, ahead of Man United, ahead of Chelsea. That would be a good ego boost, and it'd be like, we'll feel like, you know what, we are back. We can compete with these big teams in transfer market, because usually we don't get them. Like if you compete in Man United, they usually get the player. If you compete with Chelsea, they usually get the player. If we can get a player instead of Man City, a team that just won the treble, that would not only show us fans that Arsenal is going back to the old days, but that will also show the opposition fans and opposition teams and opposition clubs that Arsenal is no joke. If Arsenal want to play as well, we should also be scared. Not only when Man City come in for a player, teams get scared. I want other teams to feel like that when Arsenal comes in for a play, like, oh my goodness, Arsenal also want Caicedo. We need to hurry up. Arsenal are going to get him. We need that kind of there's a word I'm looking for. Basically, we need to be that guy. Yeah, we need to be that guy in the transfer market. We need to scare people. We need to be that the word has disappeared, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. We need to be a force to reckon with, basically, in the transfer market. Teams cannot disrespect us. So that's the latest on Jurriën Timber, on Declan Rice, on Kai Havertz, and also on Thomas Partey. I'm sure we'll hear more news later on today, so we'll be back. We will do a live stream later. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.